UFG family, what up, doe? Welcome to the podcast. So as y'all can see today, I got my beautiful co-host, my bride, my manager, my editor, my everything. So she gonna ride along with us this episode. Welcome, Lily.
Thank you.
So today, this episode, you guys, hopefully you guys kind of watched along with us. But we're going to revisit and relive the Last Dance series. That's a 10-episode series. It's on Netflix, ESPN Plus. However, me and my bride, we're going to go over episodes 1 and 2 today. So hopefully you guys watch. You can join the conversation and know exactly what we on. So we're going to get right into it. So going into episode 1, I can remember how excited I was when I found out that there was going to be this docuseries on The Last Dance, because for me, it was a treat because, of course, I'm a huge MJ fan. So I knew it was going to be follow along with MJ along the way, basically his whole career. So that was just what I needed. I mean, it definitely quenched my thirst.
At the pandemic. And I remember you were on Zoom with a bunch of the friends. And
yep.
You guys all watched it together. It was like
every weekend, bro. Every weekend we had like a little Zoom party. It was me, Twan, Keith. Yeah. It was a bunch of us, bro. It was a bunch of us, and we Zoomed and watched it together, man. And it was a treat, man. A lot of the episodes really kind of triggered emotions going back to when I was a kid watching that stuff. And so it just helped me to appreciate MJ that much more. A lot of the stuff I already knew, but just to see it all put together the way they put together with the music.
Man, the soundtrack.
Oh, man.
We're going to talk about it. Look, I made notes.
She got notes.
Let's
I got notes. So let's dig right into it, y'all. Let's dig right into it. So episode 1, man. One thing that stood out to me was when, episode 1, it was just kind of introducing everybody, and Michael Wilbon, I don't know if you guys know, ESPN journalist. Mike Wilbon been doing, he been a journalist for years, man. So y'all should know him. He's from Chicago and he has family in Detroit. So he really explained on how deep that hatred was with Detroit and Chicago.
It was personal.
It was really personal. And people, for y'all who thought maybe I was like exaggerating or embellishing, no, I was not. No. I'm serious, man. No. It got real deep. But MJ, I mean, he compared MJ to like Muhammad Ali and Babe Ruth.
The impact that he gave to the sport of basketball and to the culture at that point.
Man, I mean,
I can see that comparison. I mean, I didn't live through the Muhammad Ali or Babe Ruth.
Me either.
But I mean, now even you hear of their impact so many decades and generations later. So when we started watching episode 1 of the Last Dance, it starts off obviously with the 1991 championship. It starts off there. Everybody gets into their introduction. In my notes here, I put the Dennis Rodman introduction. And he's like, "What's up?"
Yeah. First, hold on. Let's get into it. He's like, "I'm Michael Jordan." From University of North Carolina. I played for the Bulls from 84 to 98 with a year and a half hiatus. And, and then he's like...
And then you go to Dennis Rodman?
No. And then it was Scotty. Oh, I'm Scotty Maurice Pippen.
Whole government name.
Larsa. No, but...
Stop. All right, hold on. We're gonna continue. Okay, so.
But then they get to Dennis Rodman.
Yeah.
And then he was like, "I'm Dennis Rodman.
What's up?
What up?" He just out there. He crazy
like,
with it.
So my question, a question that came up when watching that, what are some relations that you see, or like similarities that you see in today's players compared to Dennis Rodman? I know there's a lot of debate whether it's Draymond Green or Embiid or, people like that. Who do you feel has the most similarities in either gameplay or attitude to Dennis Rodman today?
Man, that's a hard question because I don't see nobody. I mean, Draymond...
I mean, if you had to, though.
Draymond does Draymond, but he's nowhere near Dennis Rodman, bro. I love Draymond. Saginaw, salute. You know what I'm saying? Draymond is good. He's great for the system that he's in.
Yeah.
All right. Let's be real
there.
about that. You know what I'm saying? Like Draymond is not a system changer. Okay. He flourishes in that system because it's a ball movement system and he has two of the greatest shooters to ever live. So he can get away with a lot. They hide him a lot. They hide a lot of his faults a lot because of Steph and Clay greatness, being able to catch and shoot, being able to play make, being able to do these things. It hides Draymond. Now, this is not a shot at Draymond. You know, Draymond,
real, though.
I'm just keeping it a buck. I'm keeping it a buck, man. But when we talk about Dennis Rodman, like Dennis Rodman changes the game. Like, I remember when I was in high school and when MJ came back, that 95, 96, that summertime, it was Space Jam just came out. You know what I'm saying? You got all this coming out. They was eliminated by the Orlando Magic. So that summer, going into the next regular season, that 95, 96 season, the 72-10 season, when I found out that Dennis Rodman was going to the Bulls, I knew it. I was like, dog, it's over with. Because Rodman is low maintenance. Yeah, he gonna like we'll visit when I think it's episode 3.
Kind of stuff.
Episode 3 where it really highlights Dennis Rodman. Like when you see in episode 3, Dennis Rodman, he crazy, bro. I mean, ain't no
we'll get into it when
ain't
we watch
no
that
watered
episode.
down way to put it. Rodman was crazy back in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? But to answer your question, I mean, and it's not a knock against nobody, and that's this generation, bro. A lot of people in this generation feel like if you don't side with these current players, like Draymond Green said, he's the best defender of all time. That's cap.
His opinion.
That's cap, but that's his own opinion, though.
Feels like
that's great because you should feel like that if you currently playing.
Right.
But for you to go out on record and say that, like you're disrespecting so many players.
Basically. Yeah.
Before you disrespecting Hakeem, Shaq, Dikembe, Dennis, GP. You dissing so many like straight lockdowns, bro. So
it's great to be confident, but let's be respectful.
Yeah,
as well.
be respectful. Paved the way for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then people feel like, oh man, you hating on him because hey, look, you know what I'm saying? You could take it how you want to take it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
He
saying?
has his opinion, we have ours.
And that's the way it is. But to answer your question, bro, I don't see Dennis Rodman was one of a kind, bro. He was low maintenance as far as when on the basketball court. When it's in that 94 feet and it was game time, Rodman gonna give you everything. Like Rodman said again, that's a further episode, but he was like, man, he need to get his nose broke. Like he need to, you know what I'm saying? He gonna dive, he gonna do whatever it takes. Yeah. And then Rodman could be a bucket. Like in college, he went to a smaller college, but he was a bucket in college, but when he got to the league, he figured, hey, this is what I'm going to really focus on. So he focused on defense and rebounding.
Man, he had rebound down to a science.
I mean, the way he just explained, but again, that's further.
Okay,
that's another episode. But to answer your question, I don't, and it's no slight to nobody today. Anything that I say against because I know it's a lot of fanboys out here, bro.
We don't care what they think. We think in our opinion.
I just don't want to hurt people's feelings.
Hey,
I don't want to hurt Horace Grant's feelings. Horace Grant talking about
if they get their feelings hurt, that's
that's your feeling. Y'all grown men talk about feelings. Like, come on, man. Like MJ said, you don't want to play like that? Then don't play like that.
So,
you feel me?
So as the episode goes on, I had a quick note also here that said, there's a moment in the show where a little kid comes up to him in the middle of the street getting his autograph. And he's in a red car.
Right, that's when he was playing baseball.
I want to know
Alabama,
where that kid is now.
Birmingham. I know, right? Where's that baseball at, bro? You
were able to get Michael Jordan's signature
like
in the middle of the street.
Because it was like a train. And I guess they seen MJ. This was probably 94, 95 because he was with the Birmingham Barons at that time. So this was down south somewhere. Yeah. So he called him and that little boy, where that ball at, little boy?
Right, where is he?
Where that little ball at, boy?
So now I have also another question.
Sure.
How do you feel about the rebuilding culture, how it is now? compared to how it was back then?
Rebuilding, like, be more specific. Like,
okay, so
the Chicago Bulls rebuilding?
We know that in, The Last Dance is the last championship, obviously.
98.
We know that Jerry Krause was
Boo.
very adamant about
Boo.
rebuilding after that.
He ruined it.
So when you think about how the rebuilding was then, as far as the Bulls go, how do you feel that compares to how teams are rebuilding now? Like, now I feel it's more like, let me go play with my friends and let me go play where they're going to give me the most money. And how do you feel that comparison? Like, I feel like the integrity of the game gets lost when the rebuilding culture is toxic like that, in my opinion.
That's a good assessment.
You look at players like Magic and you look at players like Michael Jordan, you see how long they played for the same team. You see how long Kobe played for the same team. You've seen how long these players had played for the same team because that's who drafted them or who traded for them or whatever. But now it's like, okay, whether win or lose, you know what I'm saying? They stuck with their team. But now, the moment they have a bad season, players are ready to go jump ship and play with somebody else. That's how I feel, how I look at it nowadays. There's no more of that, like, let me stick to my team.
It's a different game now. I think money came and polluted a lot of stuff. Because you think about it, back in the 80s and 90s, they was making money and they had amenities. They live a good quality of life in the 80s and 90s. But then when you start getting to these CBA, these collective bargaining agreements, and these owners are making these mega $1 million deals with networks and merchandise and all. Once money start coming in and playing a major part, I think that ruined the integrity of the game. However, these players need to be compensated because these owners are getting these big paydays. So, of course, the superstar players like, hey, where mine at?
Right.
I'm the reason why you got a full house. I'm the reason why you selling these $300 jerseys. I'm the reason why, XYZ. Excuse me, y'all. But I get it, okay? I get it. I'm not knocking that. You got to make a living. I mean, for a lot of people who make the NBA, that was their dream. They work hard. They, endless hours in the gym. You think about people like Kobe Bryant, like you spoke of, like MJ, like Magic and like Bird and even LeBron, like LeBron. But it just came to a point that money meant more to these athletes than being a champion. You know what I'm saying? Because now you try to have a debate with somebody, they'll say, oh, winning rings ain't everything. Well, when I grew up, that was everything.
What's the point of being
but that's
if it's not to win the championship?
Because that'll support their argument.
Yeah.
And then they'll knock dudes that never won, like Reggie Miller, like Patrick Ewing, like Charles Barkley. They'll knock them guys. Oh, he never won a ring. But they don't know them was cold-blooded killers, bro. Yeah. Barkley was a dude to go in the game and get you 48 and 23 and like 9 assists.
Let's go watch them highlights.
Yeah, like, man, people be sleeping on Charles. The people who didn't grow up in the 90s era. Like, another thing I would like to say, like Gilbert Arenas said, oh, all them dudes in the 80s and 90s, they were plumbers and they were, man, dude, you so disrespectful, bro. Like, this dude talking like he was first team all NBA every season. He played, about 10, 11 years. He probably had a good 3 to 4 years in his career. And he's talking, these athletes now with these podcasts, good. Hey, kudos to you, dog. You better than me for sure. You will give it to me. I'm not an NBA player. You will give it to me, pause. You will give it to me for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can't guard you. You 6'4", 6'5".
Right.
I'm 6 feet, 5'11". I can't do nothing with you. You know what I'm saying? Because you a pro.
Right. You dedicated your
life to that. I did it. Okay. I don't have that skill set that you have. But just because I don't have that skill set that you have, that doesn't mean that I don't appreciate or understand the game of basketball to the level that you understand it and that you appreciate it. Right. You understand what I'm saying?
It doesn't diminish the way that I
exactly. But that's what these athletes think now, since I played, what I say is right. Oh, you never played, so you don't know.
Right.
I play organized sports from 6 years old, 7 years old, all the way up, bro. So I understand the game of basketball, although I don't have the talent level that you guys have to play at the highest level. Like the NBA is what, 400 players? And these are the best 400 players in the entire world.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, of course, I didn't make it to that level. I wish that was my dream as a kid, and I was good. A lot of people tell me a lot of things. But I'm going to tell you like this. When you got these former players like Rasheed Wallace, oh, MJ, he wasn't no good defender. Bro, that's just hate.
Yeah.
MJ was first team all defense how many years? Like multiple years. As a perimeter player. You're 6'10". I'm talking to Rasheed. You 6'10", 6'11". How many times was you first team all defense? You feel me? How many times was you defensive player of the year?
Right.
Now the argument, because the league wanted him. Man, I don't want to hear that, bro. All that's a weak argument. See, I get kind of, my blood pressure start to go when I get this stuff because it's like y'all are professional basketball players, bro.
We're not gonna be.
Come on, man. Like when it's like these athletes, it's coming from two places, bro. 2 to 3 places. I get it with Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah Thomas hates Michael Jordan because MJ came, Isaiah from Chicago. MJ came to Chicago. That's my city now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I get that. So it runs deep with them.
Yeah.
And then the Jordan rules, the walk off the court without, when they got swept in 91. It gets deep, bro. Yeah. So that hate still between them two. I get that. So you get where Isaiah coming from when Isaiah say, "Oh, LeBron is better than Michael Jordan." That's because you would never, even though MJ got class, and he even said when Steph was saying he the best point guard, MJ even said Magic is the best point guard ever, but right behind him is Isaiah, and he can't stand Isaiah.
Right. But he gave credit where credit was due.
But that's what I'm saying. But these other athletes, man, just because they play, I think it comes from two places. Let me get back to that. Those kind of assessments come from two places. It comes from hate. Just hate. You a hater. You never liked MJ. Yeah. He destroyed your team. Right. You never got a ring. Knicks. Pacers,
a lot of
Jazz, Sonics. Yeah. Y'all, on MJ watch, y'all never, Hakeem Herbin got his 2. Like, let me get my back-to-back. I'm good. Right. You know what I'm saying? But it runs deep. It's either hate, like I just never, and I respect that. Because if you never like MJ, ain't no, me being an MJ fan, it's like, don't jump on the bandwagon now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now
that his shoe's popular, now that everything else
just
is
like
popular.
Shannon Sharp. Shay. Shay be sitting there. Shay will sit there on his Instagram and be all like,
"Look at my shoes.
Look at my shoes. Every shoe is a Jordan shoe, but you be dogging Jordan.
Right.
You be dogging Jordan, but you want it, but because that's the culture now. That's a culture vulture. Yeah. You're not really into it like that. You know what I'm saying? Why would I wear, like, if I don't like an athlete, I'm not gonna buy his merch. You feel me? Like, I'm not gonna buy his merch if
I don't care how cool people think it is or how hype it is.
Facts. You know what I'm saying? But you gonna dog Jordan out and say all this reckless stuff about MJ. And not personal, I'm talking about from a basketball standpoint. You saying all this reckless, flagrant bull crap, and then you sitting here with his shoes and that's whack to me, dog. That's corny, bro. That's because y'all got money and you got the platform, so you want to just, and people just sweep it under the rug because he getting views and because he a Hall of Famer. I give him his props to that. I couldn't mess with him on the football field either. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, look.
Let's go. Let's circle back to the episode. So
let's bring it back to the episode.
Reel it in. All right. So here, there was a part in the episode where we talk about Phil Jackson's contract, and how he had that right to demand the compensation that he was demanding because at this point in time he'd already brought them 5 rings.
Mm-hmm.
So. What do you think? What are your thoughts about that?
So I feel like Phil Jackson had that. He definitely had that. He definitely had. Excuse me, I was trying to fix my screen so I can keep my notes going. But anyway, Phil Jackson definitely had that right to do that. he came in. That's like if you get hired to do a job, right? Mm-hmm. And you know, it's not so much entry level, but you have experience, and they look at your resume and they say, oh, okay, you can do this and that. Okay, we're gonna give you this job. Now, when you get in there and you do the job, you do it better than any other person in your position have ever done it.
Of that company.
No other coach, no other nobody did all of this what you did. Mm-hmm. And you showing your resume, look, I got this many rings. We went this, we did 72-10, we did this, we did that. Now granted, it's not like you implemented, you know, him and Tex Winter implemented the triangle offense, mm-hmm. which gave the freedom to move around and to activate other players to show their strengths in the triangle offense. It wasn't just a 1-4, give MJ the ball, everybody spread out and let MJ work. Mm-hmm. So that wasn't, you know, when they implemented that triangle offense, him and Tex Winter, okay, that took the Bulls to the next level. Mm-hmm. So Jerry Krause, and I'm not going to speak harshly on him since he's not here. You know, Jerry Krause passed away years ago. So, but Jerry Krause and Jerry Reinsdorf, which is the owner and the GM, egos, bro.
Yeah.
Jerry Reinsdorf tried to play like on The Last Dance. He tried to play like the middle road, like, mm-hmm. but
he was a nice guy.
Yeah, but Jerry Krause, he gave Jerry Krause so much power.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if I see that I have a dynasty, what am I trying to remove? Only pieces I'm trying to move around is like Randy Brown, right. Bill Winnington, Judd Bushler. You know, my role players, I can interchange them.
Right.
You don't touch the core.
No,
you don't touch MJ. You don't touch Scotty. You give Scotty what he wants. You give MJ what he wants. You give Rodman what he wants. You give Phil what he wants. You give Ron Harper what he wants. You keep them players together.
Yeah.
But
kind of like
ego.
What Bob Myers did. He kept the core. He kept them for those years.
That's another story. Bob Myers dipped out like, look, I see where y'all going. I'm out of here.
Right. And he did what he had to do.
Yeah, but Bob Myers,
kind of like a light
he played his role.
As opposed to like what
Reinsdorf did. Bob Myers grew different. He nurtured different relationships with the players. The players had a respect for them. Yeah. As you can see from The Last Dance, they couldn't stand Jerry Krause. Yeah, really and it wasn't because of nothing else but because he had the little man complex.
That's what I was going to mention that they had mentioned that
he was arrogant.
That little man complex.
Yeah, he was arrogant.
He was good, but he wasn't good without MJ.
Nah, man.
So it like you had made the comment when we were watching it that Reinsdorf, he should have fired Jerry the moment he said that they could win 82 games.
And even if they go 82-0, I'm firing Phil Jackson. I would have fired. If I'm Jerry Reinsdorf, Jerry Krause, you're out of here.
Yeah, and
you're out of here, bro.
What are you doing? Press conference? No, we're not.
What are you doing? We just won 5 championships in 6 or 7 years.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah, no, we're not doing that.
But see, that go to show you, Jerry Reinsdorf kind of like, all right, Jerry Krause, I'm gonna he gave him too much rope, and he hung it so.
Yeah.
So, but and it's sad in '97. After the Bulls win the championship against the Jazz, they win the championship. Instead of talking about the season in the press conference, they asking MJ about next year because of all this mess that Jerry Krause had going. He done stirred the pot so much that at that time, it was like Phil was out of there.
Yeah.
At that time. That's before Reinsdorf stepped in and said, no, we going to extend him one more year. But see, that's when Reinsdorf got to come back and say, look, Krause, I don't care about your attitude with Phil. Right. You going to replace Phil with Tim Floyd? How did that go?
Yeah.
Chicago, how did that go when Tim Floyd came in 98, 99? How did that go?
Hindsight is definitely.
Come on, man.
And that was definitely.
They ain't been right since. The Bulls ain't been right since, bro.
It's been an unfortunate multiple seasons for them since then. So, now let's kind of get into Jordan's college days.
UNC.
We had a little interview here with James Worthy, who played with Mike at UNC, and the comment that he said that he was, and I'm probably paraphrasing here, he said I was better than him
for about 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
And so I had the correlate. We watched the movie Air. For date night, whenever it came out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we can see, when you see the highlights of the UNC game in The Last Dance, and then I had the movie Air in my brain while I was watching it, like that overlap. And you've seen what the people at Nike
scene when he hit that shot.
I get it. Yeah. Like, I get it. You know, even if you've never seen the movie Air, you can see the highlights of just
y'all should see it. It's on Prime Video. Go watch it.
It's you, and you're just like, I get it. And I, now that I'm older and I've seen highlights of Michael Jordan and how you talk about your experience with watching Michael Jordan, I so wish that I lived at that time or understood basketball at that time to really truly appreciate, you know, his talent. And it was amazing. And so I just say that just to say this. I truly appreciate the drive that Michael Jordan had, and even his parents. With his mom, she didn't play his mom game.
What's her name? Dolores?
Yes.
Dolores ain't no joke, boy.
She did not come to play about her baby boy. You know, she stood by him.
That was her baby too.
You know, I loved that part in The Last Dance where she's reading his letter. And then you see Michael Jordan's reaction. He gets so giddy when he hears his mama.
That's his mama, though.
Oh, my God. I love it.
You know what I mean?
I love it. You know, just, you know, our son.
Kind of.
I hope that he still has that reaction to me when he's in his 40s and 50s, you know? So. And
kind of circling back to your point you made about James Worthy, if y'all don't know who James Worthy is, Showtime Lakers, go Google James Worthy.
Yeah.
Now, James Worthy wasn't no role player. He wasn't no Robert Horry. He wasn't no Sam Perkins. James Worthy was that guy. Okay? So in order for him to say what he said, and he's an upperclassman when MJ was a freshman.
Yeah.
So James Worthy was on his way to the league.
Yeah.
As y'all know, he went to the NBA, to the Los Angeles Lakers, won multiple rings. Okay? So he was with that Showtime Lakers in the 80s. But like I said, for him to say that, because he said MJ will always, after practice, MJ will push him back on the court. Like, come on, because James was one of the best players on that team, and he wanted to gauge himself. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So he wanted to play, and he said it. He said, I was better than MJ for about 2 weeks. He was like, by the time we got to the tournament, he was a great player.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So... yeah, that's just, I love to see stuff like that. Like you said, I was too young for that because that was what, 82?
Yeah.
82, I was what, 4 years old, 4 years old. So I didn't know nothing about that back then. But when I did become cognizant of that and I understood basketball and I understood greatness, it gives you chills. It's like, dang, you know what I mean? So
we also see in the first episode different interviews from different players, and they talk about the expectation of Michael Jordan coming in. They're talking about, you know, he's not going to do much. It was the lack of height because it was a center's game back then. It was a center's game back then, so they didn't really feel like Michael Jordan could bring anything to the table. He was going to be mediocre, and they didn't understand the hype around him coming into the league. So
nobody seen it. That's what Kevin Falk. That was his agent. He was like, nobody seen it.
He literally came out of left field.
Can't nobody say, I knew MJ was going to be MJ. Yeah.
So
can't nobody say that. I don't care who you is. Nobody could say that. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody seen it.
His mom. That's it.
His mama and him. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But outside of like himself and his inner circle, can't nobody say that. He wasn't projected.
See that a little bit.
Who?
Nike. That's why they gave him.
Oh yeah, Nike. My man from Nike. I can't think. Sonny. Sonny. Whatever. I forgot his name in Air. He the one who seen it.
Yeah.
But like Walt Frazier. Walt Frazier 6'4". Walt Clyde Frazier, you know, wearing all the weird suits and all that. He was a baller in the 70s, and you know he got 2 rings with the Knicks. He's a gamer. But he dogged Mike. Oh, well, Michael got to learn that this is a big man's game and he can't do this and he can't do that. That didn't age well, did it, Walter? That didn't age well, did it? No. Mark Eaton. Oh, yeah, you know, this is a big man game. I don't see no rings, Mark Eaton. That didn't age well, and he dunked on you a lot of times in Utah.
So careful what y'all be saying.
Man, I'm telling you, bro.
So now MJ talks about how he feels when he earned his stripes. And he talks about that he felt like he earned his stripes on the 3rd game of his rookie season.
Against the Bucks. Sidney Moncrief. Sidney Moncrief was a lockdown. Y'all who play 2K, Sidney Moncrief was a 2-way lockdown. Like straight up, he gonna lock you down and he can score on the other end. He was almost like Kawhi when Kawhi was a lockdown. Like Sidney Moncrief was no joke. Now, you got to think about this, man. He earned them stripes in that game, and it was like he said, Kevin Lockery was the coach, so they were going to just kind of pack it up because this Bulls team sucked. Yeah. Before MJ, they were terrible. All right.
Yeah.
Even his rookie year, they were not good. They came in the AFC under like 15, 20 games under 500. They were like 32 and 50. You know what I'm saying? Like they were a bad team with a superstar rookie. Yeah. I think what I'm saying. So that game, that team was ready to pack it up, but MJ was like, no. Mm-hmm. They ended up coming back and they won the game. And I guess that's when the elder statesmen on the Bulls, the vets, they looked at MJ like, oh, this kid ain't gonna let us lose. He different.
Imagine giving grown men, people who are much older than you, that confidence after seeing you play. Like,
and he didn't come in with the rah, and I'm this and I'm that, blah, blah. Dog, just a little stats for you guys, bro. Kind of put this in perspective, y'all. I want y'all to put this in perspective when y'all talk about LeBron is the GOAT or Kobe is the GOAT or this person is the GOAT. Put this in perspective before y'all be disrespectful. As a rookie, this is a rookie. MJ played all 82 games. Every single game he played. He averaged 28 points, 28.2 points a game, 6.5 rebounds, and 5.9 assists, 2.4 steals, and 0.8 blocks. As a rookie, 28, 6, and 6. Y'all love LeBron James. LeBron. This dude played all 82 games. He ain't got no squad. Ain't no Kevin Love. Ain't no Kyrie. Ain't no whoever. He had Orlando Woolridge. He had Oak. You know what I'm saying? He had players like that, role players, and just him, bro. Yeah, they didn't win a championship, and this is not what this is about, but this is just kind of putting stuff in perspective. A rookie in the National Basketball Association. He coming in 28, 6, and 6, bro. Right. 2.4 steals.
Nobody was doing
Come on, man. Like, see, people forget that, and it's a disrespect, bro. And to me, I look at it as disrespect. You don't got to be a fan of MJ like me. You don't have to. I don't expect you to have a Jordan jersey and pictures and shoes. I don't expect that from people. But what I do expect, like, have some respect. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, this dude.
Do you know how many of your favorite players looked up to Mike, and that's the reason why they play basketball? Why Kobe number was 24, man? Right. Why even LeBron?
Why LeBron was number 23, man? Yeah. Why LeBron signed with Nike, man? Why Kobe signed with Nike, man? After he developed and nurtured that relationship with MJ, you can see the difference in Kobe after MJ played a part in his life when MJ really took him in as his little brother. Yeah. So when people get disrespectful like that, dog, I can't take it, bro. It's like and it's people with platforms. It's people with platforms that have the masses' ears. And these are mindless sheep that they talking to that don't have. Oh yeah, LeBron is the greatest. Why he the greatest? Because he said so. Because he beat the 73-9 Warriors in the finals. That make you the GOAT. One championship. That make you better than everybody. That make you better than Kareem. That make you better than Mike. That make you better than Magic. That make you better than Kobe, to Shaq. Dog.
This is going to be oh, God.
So for all y'all who love me, man, and you watch the podcast or you listen to the podcast and you a LeBron fan.
Sorry, not sorry.
Hey, I'm not sorry. I'm saying the facts, bro, because I like LeBron James.
I'll give him his flowers as an athlete, but
I like LeBron James. I'm not a LeBron hater. I'm just realistic. He's not better than Mike. Yeah. He's not better than Kobe. He's not better than Magic in my book. No. But he's great. He's one of the greats. He's been in the league, what, 21 years? 40,000 points? Like, he's making history. I'm not mad at that. That's dope. But he's not better than Mike, dog. That don't mean I'm a hater. That don't mean I don't like him or I don't like basketball.
I didn't even.
He's just not better than Mike. He's not the GOAT.
I didn't have to experience Magic and Larry to know that LeBron is not even better than them.
Yeah, man.
I didn't even have to experience that. And that doesn't even come from what you tell me about Mike. This just comes from just me looking at highlights and just like coming my own deduction. Like, okay, this LeBron is not better than, you know, many of the greats that
you can argue with Larry. Okay, I'll argue with Larry, even though Larry was the coldest. And I don't mean to say this in any kind of racial overtone. He was the coldest white boy to ever play basketball, bro. So, and I mean that out of all respect. You know what I'm saying? That's fact. Like, he's white, he's Caucasian, and he's cold. Yeah. He's the coldest. The only one close to him was Chris Mullin. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, dog, just from a standpoint of, this episode is not about who's number one, but we have to talk about, that's the elephant in the room. Yeah. We got to talk about that. We got to touch on it. We won't dig deep into it. But we'll have episodes where we'll dig deep into this GOAT talk and all this stuff. A lot of it is narratives pushed by platforms, like large platforms. You got Shannon Sharp pushing that narrative. Nobody used to ever say anything about LeBron being better than Mike until Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp and Nick Wrong. Them two were like, okay, they probably they getting money from Clutch Sports, bro, to say ridiculous, outlandish things. And then these blind witnesses and these sheep, they gonna just soak it in like, oh yeah, so you a LeBron hater. You say he ain't better than Mike. How am I a hater?
So to circle back again to the episode, we have it ends basically with when they're starting the season. It was opening night, November 1st, 1997, opening night. And they're in the locker room. And I'm paraphrasing again, but Phil Jackson says that this will be the last night that they celebrate the championship, and from here on out, we focus on the season. Like,
that's it. Look, that's it.
We're not going to sit here and bask on past championships. We're going to move on. we're gonna celebrate. We're going to get our ring. You know, we're going to thank the fans. But hey, you know what? It's game time.
Stay focused.
Stay focused.
See, the thing about Phil, that he would never get all of his credit, I think, as a elite all-time great head coach because of his rosters. He had MJ, he had Scotty, he had Rodman. Then he turned around and he get Kobe, he get Shaq. Then he turn around and get, keep Kobe and get Paul Gasol and Andrew Bynum and, Lamar Odom, that squad too in the late 2000s. So 2010, 2000, what, 9 and 10. 2008, 9, and 10, that run. So people will say, oh, he won all them rings because of his rosters. But you got to put them attitudes together. How many teams today? Look at the Brooklyn Nets. This is a great example. Yeah. Look at the Brooklyn Nets, bro. A couple years ago, KD, Kyrie, and James Harden. On paper, you like, oh my God, you can't. But who they had coaching them? Steve Nash. Never coached a game in his life as a head coach, a professional head coach. He might have coached his sons.
Egos and talent like that.
Yeah. It's not easy, bro. It's not, bro. It is not easy, man. So when you say stuff and take away like Phil's credibility because of his roster, is it his fault? Right. Is he supposed to say, "No, I don't want Dennis Rodman because I ain't gonna get no"? No, yeah. Come on, man. Like, who are we kidding? Like, it's so many narratives out here that's just ridiculous, bro. And it's like, I hate the if was a fifth, we all be drunk. I hate the ifs. If this or if that, or if the Pistons would have drafted MJ, then man,
if was a fifth,
we all be drunk.
I never heard that.
You never heard that?
No.
If was a fifth, we all be drunk, bro. You feel me? Like, I hate that if game. Like barbershop, tell you be in a barbershop and dudes be like, man, well, if LeBron didn't get hurt, or if Kyrie didn't get hurt, like, come on, man. I don't want to hear that, bro. So. Like, I go off facts, bro. Not emotions. Dudes rank stuff off emotion. Oh, I can't stand Jordan. He trash.
So I'm gonna put him at number 5 of all time.
You know what I'm saying? Right. I don't like Jordan, so he gonna be number 5. Okay. You know, that's emotional based. Like Shannon Sharp, that's what he do.
Yeah.
I think MJ must have stole his girl or something back in the day, man. Cause he be hating on MJ, but be so quick to hold some Jordans up. Like, I got these J's, guys. Skip, look, skip. Look at these J's. I got these. Like, man, go on somewhere, dog.
So that's basically where episode 1 ends.
Yep. So let's move on to episode 2. So one thing that I want to mention too, that they were saying about MJ, that he never took a day off. And the reason why Michael Wilbon stated, the reason why he never took a day off, because it could have been a kid in the stands who never seen him play. Mm-hmm. So even if it's in the preseason, that exhibition game they play over in Paris, he never took a day off because it could have been that experience, that one little kid seeing him play for the first time, and that could have just changed his life. You know what I mean? So I respect that so much, because these guys nowadays, they'll take a game off. That's another episode, but they'll take a game off. What if I was a super LeBron fan? I call them LeBroniacs. Say I'm a LeBroniac, man. I'm like, oh, LeBron. Oh, they play the Pistons. The Lakers play the Pistons. I'm going to save up every dime I get next year so I can go to this Laker game. Yeah. And LeBron either don't suit up or don't even show up because he load management, or he tired, or
but at the same time,
come on, man, because it's about money now. It's more money. Money has ruined the integrity of the game. It's tainted. And this feud, don't get me wrong, man. I wish I could make millions of dollars too doing something I love. Okay, nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying that, but at the same time, what I am saying is that sometimes they let the money get in front of them, and now instead of them viewing it as a game or viewing it as an experience that they're gonna, just blow somebody's mind in the stands as a fan, now it's like, oh, I gotta protect my investment. Oh, my ankle's sore. I'm not gonna play on it because if I turn it, I'll be out the rest of the season. Like, and I don't get it, because sports medicine has came so far. Right. Technology has came so far. How are these athletes weaker now? They got dietitians. They got all kind of food.
You got football players playing out there.
I don't understand. Back in the 80s, MJ was in the locker room after a game, cracked a beer open, and got a cigar with Scotty. And then go out the next game and drop 50. But these guys, I'm talking about,
they stay up a minute too late. Oh, I'm tired.
Oh man, I can't. I got a cramp. Come on, carry me off, y'all. I got a cramp in my leg. Come on. Kobe was the last one, dog. Yeah. Kobe, and then I like Giannis. I think Giannis is doing well. That's another story. But let's go on to episode 2. So episode 2 is
the Scotty episode.
Scotty episode. My name is Scotty Maurice Pippen. I'm from Hamburg, Arkansas.
So the episode opens with Scotty and his contract, and it picks up at the ring ceremony. So, they're.
And this is the 97-98.
Right. So he had signed,
en route to the 6th ring.
He had signed a 7-year, $18 million contract.
And they told him don't sign it. Jerry Reinsdorf, the owner, said don't sign this. Scotty had a terrible agent.
Yeah.
He had a horrible agent. Whoever his agent was, dog. They not mentioning that. Yeah. They trying to make it seem like that the Bulls took advantage of him, and no, bro. Come on, man. That's what your agent is for.
Right.
And the people who are behind you. I get it. Scotty's from a very, very impoverished area in Arkansas. His story was tough. His dad was a handicap. He had a little older brother that was a handicap. So he had 2 wheelchairs in the house coming up. So I get it, bro. And he was
just trying to get what he could get to make sure that he supported his family.
But he could have still got that and then some. Right. He shouldn't have signed that deal that long.
Yeah.
So he just looked at $18 million. But you spread $18 million out, 7 years? Yeah. That's a little bit less than $3 million. So that's like $2.something million, $2.6 million, bro. Yeah. That's not enough. When you got
for the talent that you bring to the
he
Bulls.
Was like Phil said, he was the 2nd best player in the league at that time.
Yeah, it says here he was the 6th in the Bulls salary at the time. and then 122nd
in the NBA.
NBA.
6 in Bulls. Like, so let's think about the Bulls roster.
Goodness. Okay.
Think about the Bulls. You have Ron Harper.
Mm-hmm.
Ron Harper, people forget that Ron Harper was a dog. When he was with Cleveland and he was with the Clippers, Ron Harper was a beast. He was at the tail end of his career with MJ in the Bulls, and then he went and played a few years, I think, with the Lakers when they with Phil transition over to the Lakers. Now, you got Ron Harper, you got Tony Kukoc, you got MJ, you got Luke Longley, Bill Winnington, Judd Bushler, Randy Brown. You got did I say Scotty? Did I mention Scotty? And then Scotty.
Yeah.
And then you got, I'm trying to think of everybody on that roster. You got who did I say looked like he was doped up? Joe Klein.
Yeah.
You got Joe Klein. Joe Klein looked like he was off them fentanyl or something,
No,
bro.
stop.
he was on something, dog.
Stop. Yeah, I mean, that goes to say that Bulls roster.
Yeah, but you think about 6 out of them, Dennis Rodman, right, 6 out of them?
No way. That's
sad, bro.
No way. And that really was sad, you know, and like we were mentioning Scotty's story, he came from a very humble beginnings.
And his mama was so sweet. Yes, she was just like, I don't need anything else. She just loved her babies, man.
That's it, you know, and, you know, his journey to get to where he was, he started as the equipment manager at the University.
And he was only 6'1" at that time, too.
And he started off as the equipment manager. And then people were
Central Arkansas.
People were starting to fall out from their scholarships or whatever. They were starting to become available, and
he took it upon himself. He went to the coach. He worked hard. He made the team. Got a scholarship.
He did what he was supposed to do.
That summer coming in, he went from 6'1" to like 6'5", 6'6", and then 6'7".
5 inches.
Yeah,
like
so height didn't hurt him neither. But he had the talent. He worked on it, and I would never bash Scottie Pippen's talent. Because MJ gave him his flowers. The biggest bouquet of flowers you can give anybody. He stated that he gave him the highest praise. He said when you speak MJ, right. You cannot, and MJ did not. That's why I don't understand how Scottie going on this bull tour and he just dogging MJ out. I know the real reason. We all know the real reason. And this is a safe space for me to say this. The real reason is because Marcus Jordan was with his ex-wife, Larsa Pippen. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I joke about it, but yeah, that's got to be devastating. Yeah. You seen Marcus Jordan come into the world. I bet he probably was in a room when MJ's wife at the time, Juanita, gave birth to Marcus. You know what I'm saying? This is his teammate, bro. Yeah. You know, they developed a friendship. You know what I mean? So I get it. You seen this little boy come into the world, and now he's with your ex-wife. Yeah. He around your kids. Like, come on, he your kids' age with your ex. That
has to be some different type of
dog. So I can get how that can, but don't take it out on MJ.
Yeah, don't do that.
MJ didn't tell Marcus. MJ said he ain't want nothing when Marcus Jordan, when they were together, and because I guess they broke up now. Yeah. But when they were together, you know, Marcus Jordan was like, oh yeah, I want my dad to be my best man, and my dad. MJ like, no. Leave me out of that. MJ, no, bro. He got class, bro. MJ not gonna do that. Yeah. But I can understand. And then Pippen lost a kid. I think one of his kids died somehow, either committed suicide. Don't get me wrong, but I know he lost a child. And it's like he was going through something, bro. But like I seen this video that I showed you on Instagram. I forget who it was, but I think it was Tim Grover, MJ's trainer, when he was talking about, like, you know, somebody in Pippen's ear, like, man, you better than that. You better than MJ. You better than this. Somebody was putting sweet nothings in his ear, and that's exactly what it was. Nothing. When
he's trying to make up for that 7-year,
but it's contract. Like, dog, bro, I don't get it, bro. Like, it's nothing wrong with not being that's what's wrong with this generation, because they feel like, oh, LeBron, if he not the best, then you a hater. Scotty, it's okay to be the second best player to the GOAT.
Exactly.
Like, this dude is the reason you have 6 rings, bro. Yeah. He's the reason, bro. And he said it. He said it himself. You can't mention these 6 rings and Michael Jordan and not mention Scottie Pippen. Yeah. So how is he hating?
Teammate of all time.
Greatest teammate of all time. How is he hating? Yeah. Oh, you know, The Last Dance put Scottie in a bad light. Everything that put Scottie in a bad light is what Scottie Pippen said himself. He quit on his team where Bill Cartwright was crying.
Yeah.
Crying when he didn't get that play drawn up for him. Phil drew it up for Tony Kukoc. Pippen refused to go in the game. And then what did Pippen say? He said if he could do it all over again, he wouldn't change nothing. That came out of his mouth. Right. That wasn't MJ making him look bad. That came out of his mouth. When he said, oh yeah, I'm not going to have the surgery on my ankle in 97, I wasn't going to F my summer up. That's what he said. And only thing MJ said was Scottie was wrong for that. He should have got it done in the offseason so they can ramp up and be ready for the 97-98 season because that was the last dance. Right. You said that, Scottie, not Mike. Right. So I don't understand why it's like, oh man, the last dance was all about MJ. Yeah. Who else you want to see? You want a story on Bill Whittington. You want a story on Judd Bushler.
You want to see Tony Kukoc?
You want to see Tony Kukoc? Like, dog. Let's watch this documentary
and watch Tony
on
Kukoc.
Randy Brown.
And it's no shade to them, but at the same time, dog. We here for Mike, okay?
Like, people need to stop with that, bro.
So,
like, why else we gonna watch The Last Dance?
Yeah.
To watch.
Yeah. So, question. Do you think if the Bulls didn't win that year because of Scottie's decision not to get that surgery and, you know, it messed up it messed up that season and they never won that championship for the Last Dance. Mm-hmm. Do you think that the legacy of Michael Jordan would have a blemish because he couldn't do it on his own? Or would you feel like Scottie's reputation would be viewed differently today?
I feel the latter. I think Scottie's reputation will be viewed different, but you know, you don't know what that right. We dealing with people's perceptions.
Right. This is just a
kind of hypothetical.
Yeah.
I think even with the whole, and I hate this if stuff again, if this, if that, I hate that, but I'm going to entertain this. I think they would have won it anyway that year. If you look at the finals, what did Scottie Pippen do? His back went out. Mm-hmm. Nobody ain't talking about that, bro. Nobody don't talk about that, but everybody would love to say, oh, MJ wouldn't have got nowhere without Scottie. MJ said that himself, bro. Mm-hmm. He was the best teammate ever. But I guarantee you, trade Scottie to Philly and give us Charles Barkley or give us another perimeter player. Scottie had talent. Don't get me wrong. Scottie had talent. He was amazing. He was great talent. But MJ took him to a whole nother level, bro. Yeah. Let's stop playing.
Yeah.
Y'all forget about the migraine. I don't know. Scottie had a migraine. I mean, Scottie had a migraine. Scottie got feelings. Like, come on, y'all. Y'all forget about that stuff, dog. So let's just keep it a buck, bro. That's what we do here at UFG Podcast. It's not shading nobody. It's not about stepping. This is what I hate what this generation does. They step on MJ to lift LeBron up or to lift Kobe up or to lift whoever up. You step on MJ. Like, that's so disrespectful to me, bro. Like, there's a way to give flowers to both, bro.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
There's a J. Cole lyric where he says, basically talking about LeBron versus Mike. He says, all we know is they're not the same. Mm-mm. That's it. So we can't, like you said, we can't step on somebody else's success just to elevate somebody else for the sake of hot takes or whatever.
Yeah, and that's what it is. It's hot takes, bro.
To get people riled
up. It's to you get your views.
Right.
You get your views, bro. That's what it's about. That's what they gonna do. They gonna say outlandish, ridiculous things. Just flagrant. Like, just idiotic. Yeah. They're gonna say it. Oh, MJ, he's not the GOAT because LeBron averaged more rebounds than him. Okay. Oh my God. Jesus Christ, help me, Lord.
We have quotes here.
Jesus take the wheel.
I should say, paraphrasing here. Mm-hmm. Mike says that you want to maintain dominance, you can't give them any
confidence.
kind of confidence. You can't do that. And he also says that he had to win at all costs, even if I had to do it myself.
That's why I feel like that's why I feel like they would, if Scottie did not participate that year, or he kind of, you know, gave half effort that year, they still would have got it, bro. MJ was on a mission, bro. Yeah. He was on a mission. It did not matter. He was getting that ring. Right. So he pulled them with him, whether they wanted to go or not. Y'all coming to get this. Scott Burrell, all y'all, come on.
We doing this. Right. With or without Scottie.
Scottie came back, and Scottie contributed that year in the regular season. But what happened in the finals? Y'all forget how his back went out, and MJ literally stole the ball from Karl Malone, comes down, end of the game. That's what y'all see right there.
The shot.
You feel me? Like, so stop with the narratives, okay?
So let's compare. It talks about the 85-86 injury from Jordan.
Oh, man.
Like a little bit,
when he broke his foot.
He breaks his foot, which he broke it in the ones, not the twos. As
Thank you.
Out.
Say that again, baby. Say that again.
He hurts his foot in the ones, not the twos.
Thank you. He had the Chicago ones on.
Right. So let's compare to Scottie's injury. The drive that Jordan had when he got hurt from breaking his foot.
A bone in his foot, yeah.
Bone in his foot. And the drive and dedication, the measures he took to get back to the game.
You couldn't keep him away from the game of basketball,
and
man.
Comparing that to the way Scottie did things, that's why MJ says that it was so selfish of him to do that.
Yeah, because MJ was in that boat before.
Yeah.
But see, at the same time,
come back from an injury.
And the thing that MJ probably couldn't understand is that MJ had people behind him, like his mom and you know, his agent, and he had people behind him to get him the best of the best deals, contracts, endorsements. He had people like that. Scottie didn't have a good agent, bro. Just off rip, bro. For him to take that kind of deal,
to find out who his agent was.
Man. For him to take that deal, so MJ probably couldn't speak that language where he didn't understand. So that's why Scottie did not get that. He had a torn ligament in his ankle, and the reason why he didn't get that surgery done in the offseason, because he wanted to show the Bulls, hey, screw you.
Right.
That was a screw you.
It was a rebellious
to Reinsdorf, to Krause. He already hated Krause because he went and got Kukoc. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, and he was shopping Scottie. They were trying to trade him.
So openly, that was so disrespectful.
That's Jerry Krause, bro. That's when Reinsdorf got to be like, Krause, you out of here, bro. Right. You messing up my groove, bro.
Yeah.
We got a championship team. Anytime you win a championship and you got your GM
out there shopping.
No. Not even shopping, bro. Because you always want to improve your players and seeing what you can do. Okay, I don't have no problem with that. But not your your core.
Yeah.
Anytime you win a championship and you, the GM, is getting interviewed on ESPN and you talking about, championships is not won by just the players, it's won by the whole organization. Dog, shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth.
We can't.
Just enjoy the rings you got.
Right.
And keep doing your job.
Right.
Shut your mouth. We understand that an organization bands together. You got people in the front office that do paperwork. You got people that wash the uniforms. You got people that do different things. You got marketing people. You got all kind of people that contribute as a whole. But who is it about?
Right.
It's about the coach and mostly the players.
Yes.
Because the players are the one that is on the floor. Right. They're putting the ball in the hole. Right. They're the ones not neglecting, but sacrificing time with their kids and their families because they're putting up shots in the gym. Because they trying to be the best player they can be. So when you say things like that, like, oh, it's not just a player, shut your mouth. That's disrespectful.
Yeah, it is.
That's disrespectful to the way MJ said it. He said that's disrespectful to the way I approach the game.
Right.
So in that regard, it's like, bro, you don't see Bob Myers when they went 73-9. You ain't see Bob Myers get in front of everybody and say, yeah, I'm the one who put this team together. No. We the reason why. Well, they ain't say nothing with 73-9. I ain't even gonna They lost.
So, kind of circling back a little bit to a scene in the show in episode 1 where Reinsdorf, this is him coming back from his injury, and Reinsdorf is asking Michael Jordan,
85, right?
Yeah,
the 85
so,
injury. Okay,
you know, he's saying, you know, he wants to come back, and the doctors are like, no, he shouldn't come back. And Reinsdorf, you know, and Mike is talking about, Mike is talking about, like, okay, I gotta come back. I'm okay. Like, I know my body.
Yeah, they said 90% chance. 90% chance you'll be fine. 10% chance that it'll ruin your career. You never play again.
Like, what do you like? You guys looking at the wrong thing. You're looking at.
He's looking at the 90, right?
And so Reinsdorf asked him, like, if there's 9 pills, you know, you got a headache. You got 9 pills. Will cure you, or one will kill you. He said, would you still take that chance? And Mike said,
it just depends on how bad the headache is. Like, for real.
And he said it so, like,
like matter of fact.
Yeah, matter of fact.
Hey,
so you see the viewpoint, the outlook that Mike had at
it's
that
a
time.
mentality, man.
Mentality thing.
Where do y'all think
Mamba mentality comes
Thank
from?
you, babe.
You know.
Thank you, babe. For all y'all who be like, oh, Kobe is just better than Mike. He's Michael 2.0. Stop it. Kobe would tell y'all.
We're going to get to that
We're going to get to that episode, but Kobe even said it, like, dog, can y'all stop?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have 5 rings without this guy.
The same way Mike said,
Come on.
I wouldn't have my rings without
Scottie.
He give him that same praise, but no, ain't nobody want to talk about it.
But it's like, that's where Mamba mentality came from, man. It was from MJ.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then one more take that I'm going to say, like Gilbert Arenas and his little crew, what they be saying, Kobe Bryant is better than Mike because Kobe didn't have big hands like Mike. So he had to work harder. Y'all are just ridiculous, bro.
So we're measuring glove sizes now?
So now it's like, it's like, oh, because he's physically gifted. He was built a certain way. That's why he's better than, he's not built the same way like him. And he had to work hard. And y'all ridiculous, bro. That's like, it's disrespectful, bro. And I'm sick of the disrespect against MJ, bro. For real. Like, that's got to stop. If you don't like MJ, you don't like him. You ain't got to like him. But dude, don't sit and try to take away from everything he done for the game of basketball globally, for everything he done for kids that grew up in my generation that watched him and that wanted to be like Mike, like the Gatorade, like Mike, if I can be like, y'all disrespectful, bro. And it's not cool. And it's like, it vexes me when I hear stuff like that, because it's like, dog, stop being so disrespectful, bro. Like, you ain't got to disrespect Mike to give Kobe his praise. I love Kobe Bryant, one of my favorite players of all time. I love Kobe, but he not Mike though, man.
Yeah, nobody is. And
Come on, man.
We made that pretty clear that in our viewpoint of who the greatest of all time is Mike, and then nobody can come in comparison to that.
So, how does, you got any notes on how does season 2 end, man?
So season 2 or episode?
Episode 2, excuse me. How does episode 2 end?
So it kind of goes on after that little bit about the 9 pills and what. So they come to the compromise that, 7 minutes per half, right?
Oh yeah, that's right.
And
that's right.
It was 30 seconds left in the Indiana game for the playoff berth, right? And
they took him out.
And he's like, come on, man. He was so mad. And
he was mad.
Thankfully, Paxson helps.
Yep, John Paxson hit the shot.
They made it to the playoffs. So.
And then when they got in the playoffs.
We talk about, real quick, before we move on to that part. Right here, it said that's when MJ started to believe that management disrespected the integrity of the game.
Yep.
Which is to play to win.
They wanted Jerry Krause and Reinsdorf. They wanted to lose out. They wanted to tank so they can get a good draft pick. But MJ was like, "Nah, I vowed to make the playoffs every year," and he did.
We see how the relationship from his second year, of playing with the Bulls till he retired, his relationship with management was soured from that moment.
Yeah, that's why he didn't like Krause. He realized it.
Management just want to
Yeah, he didn't like Krause. That's why MJ would say little stuff about short pills and you gonna shoot some layups with a jerk. You know what I'm saying? Like he used to mess with him because he knew he didn't like him because of that fact. Right. That's a fundamental fact that's wrong with a lot of people. Y'all would rather lose and tank the season out so I can get a high draft pick.
A new rule now that you can't.
Yeah, you can't. You're not supposed to tank.
Yeah, you're not supposed to tank now.
You're not supposed to, but it is what it is.
It goes on that they lifted up his restrictions.
Let him off. He was like a dog off the leash against the Celtics.
Against the Celtics, and in the second game.
63
is when he scores 63. It's a career playoff high. It's still a playoff record.
Still a playoff record to this day.
And even, fun fact, they came out with the Jordan versus Bird Nintendo game in 1980.
That was 88. Yep, Jordan versus Bird.
It was a cultural phenomenon to have not so rookie anymore. His second year. So what do you call the second year? Like sophomore year? So the sophomore year against Larry Bird, who's already been established.
No, not just Larry. Let's run through the roster.
I know what
because there's a Hall of Fame. No, I'm just saying. I mentioned
Larry because of the video game.
No, yeah. But I want to just highlight to the people who say, "Oh, he got eliminated by the Celtics." Let's run down that roster.
That roster, yeah.
You got Dennis Johnson, Hall of Famer. You got Danny Ainge. You got Larry Bird, Kevin McHale, Robert Parrish. Like, dude. You got Bill Walton. Like, stop playing, bro. Yeah, like, he's a rookie. Well, he's in his second year, and he's got a bunch of role players. Ain't no Scottie Pippen at this time.
Not yet.
Ain't none of that.
Right.
But, he didn't care.
That's when Larry 63 Bird says that was God.
That was God disguised as Michael Jordan.
Disguised as Michael
I ain't never seen nothing like it. That's what he said.
So, then it goes on to talk about how in 88 Oakley gets traded.
Yeah, Oak was his man. He was his enforcer.
That was Jordan's mentor,
that was his guy.
Older brother type.
Yeah, and then Oak,
Jordan a lot of
to this day, Oak is his guy. When people be talking that LeBron crap and people be talking like trying to dog Jordan, Oak always, even to this day, 2024, Oak always step up and be like, "Man, you tripping."
Yeah, and then
tripping.
So then the episode ends with Scott going back to Scotty and Jerry's relationship. How it was tarnished.
Oh yeah, Scotty hated Jerry.
Disrespecting him in front of others.
Berate him.
And MJ felt that Scotty was being selfish about that, and he was wrong to
get that surgery at the beginning of the season as opposed to the beginning of the off season. Yeah. And which y'all just won a championship.
Right.
What better way? But he said he didn't want to F his summer up. I guess that's probably where he met Larsa. He was out there.
Stop.
Okay.
So that's basically the end of episode 2. And I know in between all of these hot takes that we had to talk about in between these 2 episodes, you made some really great points about, the comparisons. So to end it all as far as comparisons go, this is our stance. Michael Jordan.
This is her stance. Let her say hers first, and then I'm gonna speak mine.
I think I can speak for both of us when I say that Mike is the greatest of all time. No comparison. That's it. I don't want to hear about, but LeBron, but Kobe, but Magic. I don't want to hear none of that.
And respect to all of them, bro.
I give the respect to those players because they're great athletes and they devoted their life to this craft. But to end it here, as far as, future podcast episodes, you will not hear it from me that anybody would come to comparison to Mike. Mike is the GOAT to me. And I didn't even watch him play. And I can say that with full confidence because of the research, because of the highlights that I've seen, because of the cultural impact. That he's made, not only through his game, but even, shoes and streetwear and just the brand, the Jordan brand. I'm not saying that those are the reasons why he's the GOAT to me. It's just there's so much cultural impact that it's just obvious to me that because nobody else has ever brought that to the game of basketball itself and also to the culture, you cannot convince me. You cannot pay me to ever say that anybody comes close to Michael Jordan.
Unless some kid just come up out of nowhere, unless Wemby just come out here and Wemby just go crazy.
It's up for discussion, but
it's always up. But you know, with MJ,
all as far as like
that's a large mountain to climb.
Oh yeah,
all the stuff that LeBron did, he still ain't. To me, it's not even close. Like MJ is in a class by himself, and then you got Magic. You know, you can argue Magic, LeBron, Kobe, Shaq. You can argue all those down there, but it's not even close to me, in my opinion. And that's not even having a biased opinion because of me being such a big MJ fan. I mean, people like to make and laud LeBron for the points, but look how long he played.
I mean, he better get that much points.
Come on, man.
He that long.
But let's break careers down to average.
Right.
Now you average
like 28, I think.
No, MJ career
I was
average.
talking about LeBron.
Oh, right LeBron probably his career average probably between, and I don't know, and I don't like to throw stats out there, but I'll just for the sake of it, his career average probably between 26 to 28 points a game, and he probably averages probably about 7. So he probably about 20. I'll give him 27, 7, and 7. So he probably like 27 points, 7 boards, and 7 assists for a career. Yeah. MJ. 31, 30.6, something like that, like 6 rebounds and like 5 assists, 6 rings, 6 finals MVPs, defensive player of the year, played 82 games. I don't know how many times. It's just stop it. Stop. So to speak, we're going to get ready to close. So to speak to what my wife said, I wish I knew the young lady name. There was an Instagram reel where she was like, I ain't got to watch MJ to know he to go. And she has so many facts. She was just boom, 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 boom. And it was like, you can tell she watched basketball. And just when you said that, that reminded me of that because you spoke the same language that she was saying about her because she probably was too young to watch it or to understand. I grew
up in the Kobe era. So
right. You was a Kobe era, so you knew from that. But at the same time, end of the day, y'all, it's no disrespect to your favorite player. This is all opinions. You know, I'm not some person that, you know, I'm not a journalist. I'm just here to have fun. I'm just here to have a discussion with you guys. That's what the podcast is all about. Yep. So, you know, I don't want to lose subs because I'm not a LeBron apologist. I'm not a Broniac. I like LeBron James. I think LeBron, you can ask my wife. I hate his antics, all the little. I
think that's what really.
Yeah, like, all that little fickle stuff. Yeah. And for him to go out, the one thing that I hate the most about what LeBron James did is for him to go on wax, and in other words, to go on record and to say, "I'm the greatest of all time." I hated that. I'm a huge, like my favorite player currently right now is Stephen Curry Jr. That's my favorite player right now currently. He's been my favorite player since 2008, 2007 when he played in in Davidson when they came to Detroit and they played downtown at Ford Field, the March Madness, and he went crazy. That's when I used to call him Dale Curry's son. So that's when he became my favorite player, and people who know me can attest to that. But even when he said he's the greatest point guard of all time, I hated that. Yeah. I hated that. It's like, dude, you got one final. I love you, Steph. But you got one finals MVP, bro.
Yeah. It should have been 2, but hey, that's
it should have been 2. Hey, Iggy, you know, I love you too, dog. But you know, we Dub Nation, bro. So I love my Warriors. But at the same time, end of the day, I hate it when he said that. Yeah. I hated that because it's like, okay.
You shouldn't have
this generation.
You do
like even Draymond Green. I'm the greatest defender. It's like y'all feel like basketball started with y'all. It didn't start with y'all. Mm-hmm. Don't you know people was doing what you did on a higher level before you? Yeah, Steph, you transformed the game to shooting. The shooting, that's the new dunk. Yeah. Pull up, hit a 3, shoot from half court. You see, Dame Lillard was hitting half court in the All-Star game. Right. I get it. Okay. But at the end of the day, bro, Magic Johnson got a finals MVP as a rookie. Yeah. Mike don't have that. Nobody don't. Y'all can say, oh, because he went to an established squad and they had Kareem. Yeah. But Kareem got hurt in the finals. Magic played all 5 positions, bro. 6'9" point guard. He played center. He played everything and then got finals MVP as a rookie? Are you kidding me?
I'm gonna write this down for a topic.
That's a topic. So for you to say that you're the best point guard of all time, and you got one Finals MVP, and this guy got a Finals MVP as a rookie.
That did put a little.
Come on, man. I just, and Steph never was the same again to me after that. It's like he's still cold. He still go off and shimmy, and you know, he a little too playful for me. I like that Mamba mentality, that MJ style. You know, like, hey, I don't want, you know, when Kobe used to be like the killer face, I used to love it because it's like, dog, we not sitting here like, you know, but whatever. So we're going to end it off of this, guys. For everybody who's listening, for everybody who's watching, thank y'all. Appreciate the love and support. Please do not take anything that we say personal. I am not going to apologize for what I said because I don't feel like I said anything to personally attack anyone. But I try to have an unbiased point of view. And
the chat's open.
The chat is open, bro. Make sure y'all comment, like, subscribe, down low. You know, tap in on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and here on YouTube. So we thank y'all. So the next episode, the next time that my wife will be the co-host, and we may switch it up a little bit. I may have Buck. We're going to revisit episodes 3 and 4 next on The Last Dance. So we're going to keep this series going, man. I feel like it's good conversation. It's good nostalgia. And, you know, me being an MJ fan, my wife being an MJ fan, and even Buck. Buck is not, you know, Buck is my best friend, but he's not an MJ fan per se. You know, he likes MJ and he respects him and all that, but
of a neutral.
Yeah, he's more neutral. So, but anyway, guys, thank y'all for tuning in, man. We appreciate y'all riding along with us, really reliving and revisiting episodes 1 and 2 of The Last Dance. And then also, you know, kind of throwing in a little debate here and there about GOAT talk and, you know, the Scottie Pippen thing and all that kind of stuff. So we appreciate y'all listening in. My beautiful bride, thank you for being with me on this ride, on this journey, and she'll be back. This is my co-host, one of my co-hosts. This is her and Buck, so they'll be regular visitors on this show. So again, hey y'all, we're gonna wrap it up. We'll see y'all on the next one. Episode 3 is on the way. Remember, every Monday morning, 9 a.m. Tap in on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. You can listen to us. YouTube, you can view us. So love you guys. We'll see y'all up there, man, on the next one. All right? Peace.